I'll show you when I'm feeling better today, but I'm just gonna, because I might put this on the social media platforms or whatever, but it's late Family Guy, so I'll just like rewind it a little bit. It's late Family Guy, so it's nothing like groundbreaking, if that makes sense. But you know, every generation is going to have
counts as a personality. Millennials crave things like instant gratification.
authentic experiences. It's, you know, it's nothing. Every generation, there is a chosen one. I'm kidding. She alone can stand. Just kidding again. Every generation's going to have its, you know, pros and cons. Oh, excuse me. Going to have its pros and cons. Its strengths and weaknesses, just like, I don't, like an individual psychology, it's going to be like that. And yeah, with ours, again, it's not groundbreaking, it's generalization, as these shows do. That's the whole point. It is stereotyping. That's what these shows actually do. Unless we want to, the next step that we're going to do is say that these shows in general are offensive, so we want to get rid of them, which is very possible. I just kind of wanted to put this down, like maybe it was a few things I wanted to do today. Obviously not having a fever, thank God. I'm still quite whatever, but I don't want to talk about that. I wondered, because, you know, with these shows, I mean, they've been offended by the shows themselves. Like, I've got South Park, which I'm likely going to try and watch today, but you've got your South Park down here, and they've been offended with those. Simpsons and everything, and eventually they're going to say, right, these shows in themselves are offensive because they're stereotyping. So again, this is an example that is a stereotype, and certainly cannot speak to every individual millennial and having the common sense to, you know that. Because it's a generalization, it's looking at the very large, and when you look at the large and when you zoom out, that's what's going to happen. But these, there we go. Yesterday, like when I was getting, you know, there was a part of the day where it was more scary than usual for sure with all of this, and I don't believe it was the virus, but I was kind of glued to Patti Smith's Instagram, because that just felt very grounding, but Twitter as well. Matt Healy, Evan Peters.
And now here comes a text from the guy who doesn't know this is a group.
Jensen Ackles, I was looking at too.
Let's have lunch later.
I think I was looking for masculinity, you know, stuff.
Right on. Sup, I'm Hammer. First, I'd like to not thank you for hiring me because I just expect good things to happen to me without working for them. Second, I'd like to give you all a list of my trigger warnings.
What's a trigger warning?
Actually, bruh, asking me what a trigger warning is one of my triggers, bruh. I feel traumatized, bruh. And now I'm tweeting about you, bruh. And now you're trending, bruh. And now your life is ruined, bruh. And now you're fired, bruh.
What happened to Bra?
Also, the lack of diversity here is horrifying, bruh.
Bra's gone.
Now, if we want to get some social media attention, we gotta start with a group selfie.
Excuse me, didn't Ellen do this like 3 years ago?
Hey, does Tate
You
Diggs
know.
follow you on Twitter?
No, but Kraft Singles does.
That's what I thought. And posted. Do you know what I just did? I just made you all viral. Also, my band is playing tonight at an inconvenient time. It's 6 unshowered guys and a pale woman with a ukulele shouting "Hey" in unison.
Right. So now
because that's what music is now.
Now we're kind of back to stupid, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of show all that.
What is this? They just
Pretty
keep
much.
saying, hey.
I'm just gonna stop it there because it's the personifying animals, and that's when I just sort of, I kind of log out then. I zone, log out. Yeah, it was just really, it was a tough day, but I think I'll go into that with all the journals and shit. But I did want to say that during that time, there is one thing I wanted to put down, or just, I don't know, either write about it, or if I'm strong enough to do so today, I do want to write about what we consider to be traumatic as millennials and post-millennials, what we consider to be, so traumatic, traumatizing, definitions of that, what we consider to be intelligent, which levels of intelligence do we kind of prize, what we consider to be offensive. And I really wanted to get into all that if I could. I wouldn't really be able to do it in depth or to any, to what end, but yeah, if I could, that's what I wanted to do, since everyone's kind of like cut off now anyway, so you might as well just do that. Because when I was on the Twitter, technology yesterday was such a big help. I love that. God, they told me the name of this a million times. The messenger thing was, you have Skype anyway, but it was such a help. And I just kept logging things because honestly, I was panicking. Because I had if it was the virus on top of the other, I can't. God. I was really panicking. So it was just, it was a more scary day than usual yesterday, for sure. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that it was very, very useful when technology, I guess, the connections, like connecting with one another, and the organic way of doing that is somehow disabled or negated, or it's not going to work or whatever. And I put that down in one of these other things and sent it to like Justin and Alex and stuff. When that happens, I get it. This is when technology is very, very useful, when we otherwise could not be able to do these things and we can't communicate with one another. And we're all secluded, like in a house or in a whatever, and we can kind of communicate and send. This technology is it's great. The problem is when we're using it and the organic ways of connecting are readily available to us and we're not doing them. And it's kind of replacing connection altogether. So, but in this case, it really, really was very, very useful. Very useful, and has been useful because before this, everyone with NCIS is like, yeah, welcome to our worlds, Jesus. Before all of this, I never would be, it's hard to imagine, but posting every little thought necessarily that just tumbled into my head or any feeling that just tumbled into my gut. But because of what I'm facing and albeit getting constant misdiagnosis, which is all in the syndrome and all this stuff and the complications on top of it, and having no idea how serious it is and it looking incredibly serious. It looking really, really serious. This is what, it's not like I was doing that because I was having, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's a case where you're pushed to it. And I try to monitor it, but it's difficult to gauge because my mind is getting compromised all the time, more and more. And it's really, really tough. It's really, really, really tough. And what it takes to push you, probably watch South Park today, but what it takes to push you to start acting that way. It sucks.